Good evening, everybody, and thanks for joining us. I'm Sean Mooney.
And I'm Monica Garcia. Nancy Guthrie disappeared from her home in the Catalina foothills 3 weeks ago today. The 84-year-old's case has generated more than 40,000 calls for leads between the FBI and the Pima County Sheriff Department combined, but there still has been no sign of Nancy.
And this investigation heads into a fourth week now. Eric, what happened there today? Eric Fink.
Well, Sean, Monica, it has now been 3 weeks since Nancy Guthrie disappeared. In fact, 3 weeks ago tonight, Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos held his first news conference in this case. Nancy had just been reported missing a few hours earlier. Now on day 22 of this search, investigators were back on this street canvassing the area. So let's go to video from a little earlier today. Around 3:30 this afternoon, a few investigators came back for follow-up work and huddled in Guthrie's driveway. They also looked at something on her next-door neighbor's property. They were here about 20 to 25 minutes. One investigator taking a picture of a disappearance flyer written in Spanish and attached to Nancy's mailbox. This weekend, Pima County, at the request of the Catalina Foothills Neighborhood Association, turned Camino Escalante into a one-way road. There are now barricades up to make it easier for trash trucks and other large vehicles to get by. Now, let's remind you of some key active leads right now in this investigation. Investigators are working with Walmart to see if they can find out who bought that 25-liter Ozark Trail hiker pack, that backpack that suspect was wearing in the doorbell camera video in the middle of the night on February 1st. Investigators trying to recover a signal from Nancy Guthrie's pacemaker. The man at the front door appeared to be carrying a gun in a unique holster. And as we continue to stress, authorities want any home surveillance video within a 2-mile radius from Nancy's home, specifically on the night of Saturday, January the 11th, or Sunday, January the 11th, rather, from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m., and on Saturday, January 31st to Sunday the 1st from 11 p.m. to 4 a.m. We have links over at KVOA.com where you can send your video to the FBI and the Sheriff's Department. And as week 4 begins in this case, several hundred law enforcement personnel remain here in Pima County on the ground working this investigation. And PCSD says the number of resources will not change on this case until Nancy Guthrie is found or all the leads dry up. We're live tonight in the foothills. I'm Eric Fink, News 4 Tucson. Let's go back to you.
All right, Eric, thank you for that live report. And while the Pima County Sheriff's Department and the FBI